Well, good evening, race fans of the internet. Welcome back to another feature presentation of the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Series live on Talking Dirt TV. Tonight, I will be your host. My name is Ryan Williams. We join you from the Richmond Raceway, and I am joined by none other than the co-host of the Talking Dirt podcast, the voice of the Common Man's Racer, Big Papa himself, Mr. Matt Pridgeon. We join you tonight from the Richmond Raceway. Matt, another first stop for TDTV, and we are in for a heck of a night. As this place seems to always put out a good showing. Last time these guys were here, they had an incredible race, although it was on a different platform. But tonight we look to be in for the exact same, as these times in hot laps were pretty close.
Well, yeah, I've obviously never seen this track racing because I just recently bought it just so I could come broadcast here. But hey, I don't mind buying these tracks. They're very much worth it. But yeah, I know there's been some good racing in real life on the NASCAR circuit on this track, and I've had a lot of fun on this throughout the years on the old EA Sports NASCAR games. So it should be a good race.
Absolutely. As we look on here to start our night, we see Andrew Rutherford, first one to go. Quick time, 24.38 seconds on lap number 1 for Rutherford. Ryan Courier also on the speedway, finishing up lap number 2 in car number 3. Courier will stay second quick to Rutherford, as we'll jump back to the number 35 as he comes across to complete his second lap of 2 here in qualifying after being outdone by Aaron Thompson. Aaron Thompson, new quick time. Thompson finishes lap number 2 at a 24.37. As now we look on with Jeff Town. Jeff Town, a multiple-time winner on the season here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Let's actually go jump in with him on the gyro cam inside of the cockpit there with Mr. Jeff Town, as you see him working through turns 3 and 4 here at the Richmond Raceway. Good looking corner exit there for Jeffrey Town, currently 16th. Where does he fall after lap number 2? Jeff Town, quick time for car number 70. Jeffrey Town goes to the top of the leaderboards. So now we look on TJ White. He is done with his second lap. Here goes James Murphy. James Murphy in the Talking Dirt TV number 65 car out of turn number 4 here. He's going to complete lap number 2. Murphy looking good. Take it 12th for Murphy after 2 laps. Reed Christensen now on the speedway there in car number 30. We'll show you his second lap through the gyro cam as he comes off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Springfield, Georgia native. Driver of the number 18 SCDRA car in real life here in the number 30. His personal number as he comes out of turn number 4. A little bobble there for Reed. He gets way loosey-goosey and he will cross the stripe. He was 20th on lap 1. He's 10th on lap number 2. Matt, 22 cars so far have taken times. And now we see Austin Albritton. Albritton will have to start from the back after winning last week at Oxford Plains.
Yeah, I just loaded in trying to get my stuff set up, but I pull my scoring up here, and then loading in a little bit late here today.
It's all good, buddy. So we see Austin Albritton there out of turn number 4 to complete his second lap. He will go to the back after taking the winner's EOL. The only other car that has taken time, Michael Hall, will be doing some admin duties here tonight. We are missing one racer that we've seen all year, Brian Hacker, not in attendance here tonight. Brian Hacker actually just had a child not too long ago, so congratulations to Brian and his lovely wife on the birth of their child. Sad to not see him here tonight, but we will surely see him very, very soon as Brian continues to lead the points with us this season. So a couple of the cool things to talk about before we get into tonight's main event. Southeast Performance, one of your presenting sponsors of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. They have put up an additional $10 to the Sim Racers for Mental Health Front Row Challenge. Well, Back Row Challenge, actually. It is now a $42 Back Row Challenge, which means that your top 2 in qualifying, in tonight's case, it will be Jeff Town and Aaron Thompson, have the option to go back to the rear of the field and make their way forward. If they were to win this race, they would pick up a bonus $42. 3 random positions will be getting a $5 reward via random draw at the end of tonight's event. So that's some pretty cool stuff as well. Before we get to tonight's event started, we want to remind you all that the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks are brought to you by Allen Performance as well as, the Talking Dirt podcast, of course. Catch Talking Dirt podcast, hopefully returning this Thursday. Going to try and do some bi-weekly stuff until racing picks back up in this area. Of course, this week, Matt and I have a lot to talk about, including this coming weekend. The Gateway Dirt Nationals, excited. Baby. Dirt in December is back.
I'm buying Flow just for that, just for this 1 month.
Absolutely. TDTV is also brought to you by Southeast Performance. Big shout out to Southeast Performance coming on board with us here. So 4 cars going to take to the grid for tonight's B main event, and we will then determine how they will line up for our A main. Again, all cars do make it into tonight's A main event. You see 4 that are supposed to line up, only 3 will, because Michael Hall is, of course, doing some admin duty here tonight. So we've got Justin Bankowski, Alex Bernard, and Brian Toller. Brian Toller, some bad luck in qualifying for the young man in car number 2. So, Matt, we got a little bit before we do, in fact, take off from the grid here. So that gives us plenty of time to talk about this season so far. Man, you just look at it. It's been every other week for Brian Hacker. That will unfortunately be snapped here tonight with his absence. Jeffrey Town, a 2-time winner this season. Austin Albritton, a 2-time winner this season. So 8 different races, 3 different winners so far. Of course, that was Hacker, Albritton, and Town. And tonight we've got a big chance to see another name jump into that mix. As, of course, Jeffrey Town on the front row. We'll see if he takes that back row challenge. But so far, so good tonight. Qualifying times uber close to each other all around. We'll pull that up so you guys can see it at home. As you saw, everybody, 1, 2, 3 tenths off as far back as 18th. So everybody awful close here. The quick time was Jeffrey Town at a 24.268 seconds around the Richmond Raceway. Good to be here at Richmond. First time for TDTV. We honestly haven't even sniffed this track. I hadn't even been here before tonight. 74 degrees. Overcast sky, 6-mile-an-hour wind's going to make it a little bit difficult to get in and out of turn number 4 here at Richmond. About a 3/4 mile track. And we are set for action in tonight's B-main event as they roll it on off here. Going to be 3 cars for 10 laps, Matt, and the lights are already out on the Chevrolet pace car.
Guys gonna get a little bit of practice laps here.
That they are. They sure are. A little bit of practice for Justin Bankowski, Alex Bernard, and Brian Toller. We saw Toller. He was really quick last Tuesday night at Oxford Plains. Made up a bunch of positions in that main event. He was also pretty good on the dirt side. Yeah, Bankowski's been very good as well. Justin almost won that race until some late race incidents happened and took him out of contention for that race win. But we'll see what he's got in store tonight. We see Justin often unfortunate, but we see him in a B main here every so often, and he's able to really pick up some depth of knowledge from racing these B mains. So we'll see what he has in store for us here tonight. And you'll have to excuse my voice if it sounds a little off still. Still dealing with some complications from the flu. And that's kind of made me a little bit hoarse still. I'm not exactly sure how to get rid of it. Still trying to figure that part out. But I'm going to do the best I can. Y'all just hold on with me as we get set. The green flag's going to fly on tonight's B-main event out of turn number 4. And we are racing for the first time here. 3 cars, 10 laps, and they are already fanning out into turns 1 and 2. And we see here Bankowski straight to the high side, going to arc it right down, cut that corner, and he's got a pretty good looking exit there out of turn number 2, Matt.
Bernard got into the wall a little bit coming off of turn 2, going to allow Bankowski to get a little bit of a lead. Tyler's right there on the back bumper of Bernard, but really nobody making any moves yet. They just riding right now, trying to figure. Tyler a little loose there.
Tyler still loose. He's going to hit the inside wall. Matt coming out of turn number 2. is going to be able to pick it up down the back straightaway. What we see here, that new damage model on these street stocks really having effect, as you see where it's banged up there. And we'll try to come in here a little bit closer. Let's see if I can pull down closer to the number 2 car. You see a little bit of damage on that left side of that machine. Yes, this new damage model really throwing a wrench into things as Toller is going to have to now fight an ill-handling race car for the rest of these 8 laps. Give lap number 3 to Justin Bankowski here. And Alex Bernard, a guy we've seen, in the top 15 all year long, really kind of struggled on dirt. I don't believe he's got too much experience there. And that's kind of, been the downfall of his season, is just taking into account the asphalt races. Alex Bernard's been really, really, really good as a contender there, top 15, top 10s throughout the year, and really just trying to figure it out on dirt. And once he's able to do that, I really believe that Bernard's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the series. And, Justin Bankowski last week was on the verge of picking up SOAR career win number 1, caught some bad luck at the tail end of that 80-lap race. And here he finds himself tonight in a B main, so best of luck for Justin moving forward. Let's see. Let's look at some lap times here. So Justin's about 1/10 of a second quicker than Bernard right now, about 3/4 of a second better than Brian Toller. Of course, Toller is trying to play catch up after that heavy left side damage on that number 2 machine. But yeah, man, Bankowski is just on a roll right now with 4 laps to go here in tonight's B main.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking, you were talking about the damage model earlier,
right?
And I ought to be getting saving these ideas for some money, but these for some free ideas for iRacing. They should make the damage model like realistic, to where like if you get some damage in practice, it carries through down to the race. But like in between the sessions, like there'd be time to fix it.
Right.
So in between sessions, it gets fixed a little bit by little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, it totally, it could come into play here later. But first, they got to work on making
more realistic,
actual damage realistic. They're trying. 2 laps to go here for Justin Bankowski in tonight's B main event, as he continues to lead Alex Bernard. Let's take a trip into the car here with Bankowski and see what kind of, whoa, he got a way squirrely attitude there. Well, let's just kind of ride on board with Justin here for a lap and, see how to get around this 3/4 of a mile Richmond Raceway. As you see him there, out of turn number 4, tucks up against the wall, right across white flag this time. He's going to hit that rev limiter down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2, lifts ever so slightly, back in the gas. Whoa, got a little squirrely there. Bankowski a little squirrely down the back stretch here, Matt, as we come to complete tonight's B main. White flag has waved into 3 and 4 for the final time, as Justin might have caught some jitters as I put the cameras on him, as he comes out of turn number 4 to win tonight's B main event. Bernard will finish second. Good run for Alex Bernard there, and Brian Toller comes across to finish third out of 3 for tonight's B main event. All cars will transfer over into the A main. Speaking of the A main, let's go ahead and pull up tonight's starting grid for your A main event from the Richmond Raceway here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia. So Albritton will go to the back. Don't have an update on if Town and Thompson will take tonight's back row challenge just yet. So for now, your front row will be Jeffrey Town and Andrew Rutherford, as Albritton will go to the back for the winners EOL. Aaron Thompson alongside Chris Stump will make up row number 2. Ricky LeDuc and Nathan Wenzel will make up row number 3. Ryan Courier and Rodney Huntoon will make up row number 4. Elliott Vining and TJ White will be row number 5. Reed Christensen will be alongside the number 33 of Danny Brown on row number 6. Row number 7 finds David Gross alongside Kyle Buck. Row number 8 will be Colt Martin and Alan Carter. Row number 9 will be James Murphy and Daryl Dillon. Row 10 will be Dylan Sale and Alex Bernard. Row 11, Justin Bankowski, Michael Hall. And then Brian Toller will round out the field alongside your man that goes to the tail, Austin Albritton. And that will be tonight's main event starting lineup, Matt, here at the Richmond Raceway. Good looking lineup of cars as we get set. See there, oh, wow, we got some good looking good looking rides here. The Mom and Pop's number 3 car is in attendance here tonight. Good to see that car from the iRacing paint scheme booth. Ricky LeDuc with a good looking number 96 car. Ryan Courier also sporting a number 3. That's a good looking ride there. Elliott Vining, as always, in the Lowe's Home Improvement number 49. Read back there in the TDTV sponsored number 30. See TJ White, the Jedburgh Jet out of Jedburgh, South Carolina, in the number 84 car. Looking even further back, David Gross sporting a new paint scheme here tonight. Danny Brown still in that 33. Colt Martin, it's a good looking number 4 car there as well. Then you go back to the TDTV sponsored number 65 for James Murphy. And further back we go. There's another Mom and Pop's car. I believe Alan Carter also in the Mom and Pop special.
You know what that car is, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm just making sure you know what it is.
Yeah, I've been around the block a time or two. I've seen a thing a time or two, Matt. As we do see here, Aaron Thompson will take the back row challenge. So will Jeffrey Town. So this has gotten very, very interesting as we see plenty of cars shuffle onto the back.
But no, I was going to say, for the people who don't know what that means, that Mom and Pop's car is, that is the, I believe that, isn't that the paint that Junior drove down at Myrtle Beach in his late model? I believe
that was, when Dale, well, it's a Busch Series scheme back from the, oh gosh, I can't remember exactly what season, late 90s. I think it was his first or second season in the Busch Series. So he had that, and he had, obviously the Oreo number 3 car before he went Cup racing, and a few others. Now his old,
I know his late model when he raced at the beach looked like that. It was that same exact kind of scheme.
It should have been, because he carried it over, and then he ran
I don't know.
Then he ran the Sundrop car. He ran the Sundrop car in the late 90s as well, with the late model stuff, and brought that back for North Wilkesboro earlier this year, actually. So that was pretty darn cool. We get set for tonight's main event. I'll remind you, this feature presentation of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks brought to you by Outlaw Performance. As we get set off of turn number 4, these Southern Outlaw Street Stocks are racing at Richmond. And Ricky LeDuc, Matt, here to a decent lead heading down into turns 1 and 2. And we are fanned out behind him, 2 and 3 wide, all over the racing surface.
Andrew Rutherford is going to be able to tuck in behind LeDuc here and settle in second place, but Chris Stump and Ryan Courier having a first battle you see side by side here. Chris Stump able to hang on the outside just a little bit.
And we see a lot of guys already, Matt. What's that?
Go ahead.
We see a lot of guys already. They're running this very particular line here at Richmond where you enter the corner pretty high over in 1 and 2, and you kind of arc it down to the center and then drift up off. That's probably going to be what we're seeing most of the night here as you see LeDuc do it there into 1 and 2. You see how he just gently drives down the track to the bottom in the center of the corner and then back up out of the corner. That's the way you're going to be able to carry the most momentum here. Andrew Rutherford did it a whole lot better there in 1 and 2, but he checks up getting into 3 and 4 here. It gives a little bit of room. Ricky LeDuc led all 4 laps so far, looking pretty darn good there in car number 96 tonight to get his first win of the season.
I talked about that. I was talking about the high line earlier. Now Chris Stump has fallen back into the 6th position, still not quite able to get cleared to get down on the bottom.
Reed
gets into him a little bit there.
Yeah, Reed got awful swirly coming off of turn number 4, and that will cost him a spot to David Gross as Gross gets around him on the inside. Got one on the very bottom of the track, number 12, Dylan Sale. Dylan Sale working on Elliott Vining here. Dylan's able to make some momentum there on the bottom happen, but that is eating up the tires on the number 12 car. Another thing that we're going to have to really, really watch out for tonight, 80 laps at Richmond in street stocks with no extra tires is a very dangerous game. You've got to take it easy here for the opening 20 to 30 laps to really have something towards the end, as we see Colt Martin now challenging the 41 of Gross on the inside. That's Colt Martin there in the yellow and black number 4 car as he gets inside of the 41. Matt checking back up front, about a 0.3 of a second advantage right now for LeDuc as he leads Andrew Rutherford as we complete lap number 6.
Yeah, the 91 of Justin Bankowski is just past Dylan Self for the 8th position, so he's moving up here pretty quick here. Hopefully he's not using his tires up too soon.
That's exactly what I was about to say. We know that he had something there in that B main. We know he had something. He was awfully quick compared to the other 2 cars on the track, and he may very well, like you just said, might be using up his stuff a little too soon here. We will see as this race progresses on. So far, caution-free with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks as we got Nathan Wenzel up here, the 0-3, making a challenge for second, Matt. They race off turn number 4.
And Nathan Wenzel's going to be able to pick up the position coming off of turns 4 there. Now Ryan Courier's on the inside of Rutherford, and Rutherford going to fall back another position. Cole Martin on the inside of him now, so up there on that high side, it's tough to get down from there.
Absolutely. As we look further back here, these guys battling hard back here. David Gross, Dylan Sale for position number 9. Up in front of them, still 2 and 3 wide. Colton Martin on the inside. Reed Christensen on the outside. Andrew Rutherford dropping some spots here. Not what you want to see if you're car number 35 right now, as we're 10 laps into this race. As we look back up front, Nathan Wenzel, new leader out of turn number 4. As Ricky LeDuc really hit a dry spell there. Lost 2 spots in one fell swoop.
I don't know if there was any contact, but it looked like he's slowed up off the pace a lot there. So I'm not sure. He might have to hit the replay on that one.
Well, if we get a stopping point, we might try it. In fact, is up front right now. Wenzel and Curry are starting to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Back to 4th spot. Andrew Rutherford, he's got a bit of a gap over Martin. Now Bankowski on the inside of Christensen. How about this, Matt? Justin Bankowski plus 15. And we are only 12 laps into this race. He's about to make it 16 here in turns 1 and 2. What a drive so far from Bankowski, Matt.
Yeah, he's having an impressive night here so far. Like I said, 12 laps, so almost 16 positions. But Reed Christensen not going to give it to him that easily. He's going to be able to hang with him on the outside here just a little bit.
Well, we have got some love in the YouTube chat right now. Got some Daryl Dillon fans out there. A couple of Chris Stump fans. Hello, Mr. Brian Hacker. I wish you were here too tonight, buddy. But hey, congratulations from both Matt and I. You guys,
congratulations!
Yeah, big congratulations to Brian and his lovely lady. As we are now looking at Daryl Dillon as he works on Alex Bernard right now. Alex plus 6, Daryl plus 3 so far tonight. Here, 14 laps in of 80 is Dillon on the top. Going to try and work his way around Bernard, but that bottom. Oh, we got 2 spinning Bernard around just as I was talking about him. That's going to draw caution here on lap number 14. The announcer's curse strikes again, Matt.
And while we were talking about all that stuff, we had a lead change. The 3 of Ryan Courier is now in the lead with Nathan Wenzel in 2nd, Ricky LeDuc in 3rd.
Absolutely. We're going to go back and look at that lead change, as that was a little while ago. Of course, this is a TDTV replay. And that lead change did happen out of turn number 4 here a couple of laps ago. You see Courier in the 3 car go down to the bottom. Just all that momentum. I expected that top line to really be working, but that bottom here is carrying these guys to the promised land as Ryan Courier becomes your new leader here on lap number 15. So far, a couple big movers. Courier plus 6. Wenzel plus 6 as well. See Colt Martin back here in the 4 car. He's plus 10. Bankowski dropped a couple of spots right now, plus 15. He was as far up as 5th at one point in this race. Dylan Sale in the 12 car. He's plus 10 so far, up to the 9th spot. Daryl Dillon plus 5 right now, riding in 15th. As we pace for a couple laps here, Jeffrey Town back up to 14th after starting at the tail. Austin Albritton up to 12th. And Aaron Thompson is up to 11th right now, Matt. So your back row challenge, guys, big movers so far here tonight.
Yeah, but biggest mover so far has got to be the 91 of Bankowski, man. He has been absolutely on rails tonight. I'm gonna have to go back just to watch how he did that in just that short amount of time.
It's hammer down on the bottom, don't lift and pray. That is exactly what he was doing to get up there to the current. I believe he's going to be 7th on the restart here as we continue to pace around. Good chance if you're watching at home for the first time, go ahead, subscribe down below, hit that like button as well, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a live stream from us here at TDTV. Go ahead and head over to your Apple Podcast, Spotify, or Pandora podcast feed. Go ahead and download the Talking Dirt podcast, the #1 racing podcast in the Southeast, covering Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and some parts of Tennessee on a weekly basis throughout the racing season. Currently at a bit of a downward slope. Not a whole lot of local action going on, but we will be talking in depth about the Gateway Dirt Nationals coming up this weekend. That podcast should drop later this week. So we see here they're going to double them up. Still lights on the pace car as we get set for what should be an interesting restart, to say the least, because both of these guys, Ryan Courier and Nathan Wenzel, so far having their best runs of the season, Matt. These guys, they've been good all year long, but neither one of them have led a race so far this season. So really, really good to see those two having such strong performances here so far tonight. And another guy we need to keep an eye on here, Reed Christensen, the founder of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Reed has been winless for, I believe, a season and a half now. Ever since, he started adding some stiffer competition to the bunch, Reed just found himself having bad luck after bad luck. And he's looking to really turn that around here tonight. One of the big stories to watch is that number 30 car. A new father this year as well. He had a baby about 3 months ago, and since then's really kicked his racing career and sim racing career into high gear, running a bunch of SCDRA stuff in real life as well as the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks here on the sim. And we get set, Matt, for a restart here into lap number 20. Go ahead, take it away.
The pace car is going to dip off the racing surface. And now Mr. Courier is going to smash the loud pedal here. Looks like Nathan Wenzel's going to drop down between Courier and LeDuc. Rutherford's going to stay up on the outside quarter of LeDuc.
Absolutely, yeah. Rutherford down the backstretch got a bit of a run on the 96 of LeDuc. LeDuc going to clear him. And now here comes the 4 car. Ooh, a little contact. They're 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Christensen on the top. Rutherford in the middle. The 4 of Martin on the bottom. They're going to fan out. And Rutherford and Martin continue to be side by side in the turns 1 and 2 here, with Reed trying to pressure him on the top. Now Bankowski into the mix on the bottom, Matt.
Yeah, they almost went 3 wide a couple of times there, but things all straightened out. Reed Christensen still on the outside of Bankowski. And now they're trying to split the 35 of Rutherford. They are 3 wide going into turn 1 here.
Yeah, man, they got a green car sandwich there in turns 1 and 2. Now Rutherford going to split him, go down to the bottom. He's going to be right behind the 4 of Colt Martin. Martin right behind the 96 of Ricky LeDuc. LeDuc looking on the inside of Nathan Wenzel here. Ricky trying to make a move. Almost some contact as Ricky slid high just a little bit. 03 of Wenzel able to avoid him. We continue to race on the turns 1 and 2. The 03 of Wenzel holding off the 96 of LeDuc. Wenzel going to go back down to the bottom, driving his little heart out here tonight. 23 laps of 80 going to be complete this time as Ryan Courier continues to lead, is now the 35 of Rutherford going to go low once again. Good racing action right now, Matt, as we race for the 4th spot, as Martin has a little momentum on the top, but Andrew Rutherford just pounding away at the door on the bottom.
And Rutherford's got the bottom rolling. Oh, Martin trying to squeeze out any bit of that line he can. Made a little bit of contact. Now Reed Christensen's going to get up under him and get around him. And now Kyle Buck is also going to try to get around him.
Well, Reed hasn't quite cleared him, but the door is open. Reed's just got to slam through it here if he wants to take away position number 5. from Andrew Rutherford. Looks like he will clear him out of turn number 2 here as he chases the number 35 machine. His Colt Martin falls down to the clutches, like you said, of Kyle Buck in the corners, but he's able to clear him off the corners with that run of momentum he's getting. Is now one of the back row challenge guys. Austin Albritton starts to have a run at the 05 and the number 4. He's carrying along Jeffrey Town and Aaron Thompson. Thompson also taking the back row challenge here tonight. There in that Mom and Pop's number 3 car. As we're seeing Justin Bankowski here, Matt, going in the wrong direction. And I had a fear that that would be the case on this restart, as he may in fact have used up a little bit too much on that opening run.
Well, it is still early on in the race. He might still be trying to save something a little bit. Reed Christensen a little loose here. Going to drop back a couple of spots. Made that about 3 or 4 positions. Oh, we got a little bit of calamity going on down here on the back straightaway.
Absolutely. Everybody able to keep it going in the right direction for the time being. Reed was doing his best Tokyo Drift impression. Car somehow avoids all contact with any of the walls. Courier out right now to a half a second advantage over Wenzel. Rutherford has his hands full. There's LeDuc and there's Buck now challenging for that 3rd spot. Kyle Buck, a good drive, plus 11 so far. 28 laps in of 80 as he now gets around Ricky LeDuc here. That bottom line, Matt, it wasn't there at the beginning of the race, but it has really come into effect as now Jeff Town, have a look at this number 70. From the back all the way to 6th.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get any of the extra money because
yeah, he will.
Rules. He would.
Yeah.
Even though it's just because he won.
No, that was Austin Albritton, not Jeffrey Town. We got one around. We got caution here. Alex Bernard.
I have a bad memory.
Alex Bernard and the 47 of Rodney Huntoon get together out of turn number 4 here. Let's take a look at the TDTV replay and find out exactly what happened. Ooh, it starts 33 of Brown, hits the binders, and he'll start sliding up into the 47. Hard lick for Danny Brown. Thank gosh it's just a simulator. As then he makes contact with the 049 of Bernard. Bernard up into the 47 of Huntoon to bring out tonight's 2nd caution of the evening. Let's take a look at the damage for Daniel Brown. Good little lick to the front of that number 33 car, but he should be able to get it fast repaired and back out. Remember, 1 fast repair is in the cards for all 25 of tonight's drivers. As we look on here, Courier, Ryan Courier, Matt, is on the drive of the season. Now, my big concern is he is doing exactly what Bankowski did in driving the car too hard at an early stage of this race. We're not even halfway through yet, and he has been putting down some blazing fast lap times. So is Nathan Wenzel. Nathan Wenzel has been quick all year, but we are yet to see if he is able to, make this kind of run stick, like longevity-wise, to see if he's able to capture his first win of the season. All 3, your top 4 right now, your top 5 actually, Matt, all looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, though. I feel like the guy in second's wearing his tires out faster than the guy in first because it's a whole lot easier to drive in first place than it is to drive in second.
A lot of people would say you're wrong about that. A lot of people, especially, well, not so much on asphalt because you can kind of dictate the line, but especially on dirt, it's a lot easier to be in second place than first because you're able to search, whereas the guy in first, if he's not running a mirror, he can't really see where you're going. But here on asphalt, a little bit different, as most of these guys know what the fast line is, so they are all able to kind of run it better than the guy behind him. So Courier continues to lead. Top 10 right now, Wenzel, Rutherford, Buck, LeDuc, your top 5. Then it goes back to Jeff Town. Austin Albritton is currently in the 7th spot. Colt Martin is in the number 4 car. He'll be 8th for the restart. Aaron Thompson will be 9th. And Reed Christensen will restart in the 10th spot. That's your top 10 as we get set for our 2nd restart of the night. Good looking TDTV logo there on the front of Reed Christensen's number 30 machine. Always appreciate when people put us on the cars. How about Daryl Dillon? We had some love for him earlier tonight in the chat, up 9 spots. He's currently in 11th for this restart. Bankowski's going to be right there with him. Elliott Vining will be 13th. David Gross 14th. Dylan Sale 15th for the second restart of the night as the lights still on the iRacing pace car. And Ryan Courier, Matt, is doing his best Kyle Busch impression, bump drafting the pace car.
Yeah, that he is. Good thing the pace cars. It's not. I don't know how to describe it. You can drive through it. It's a ghost.
It's hollow. Yeah, it's a ghost car.
No damage going on there. Imagine if it was real and it had a damaged funnel and it messed up your car. That'd be messed up.
That would be kind of funny. So here we go. Lights out on the iRacing pace car. As Courier, Wenzel, your front row. Let's see who is able to get the better jump here. As you see him head down the back straightaway. The Hodgson Sales number 3 car there for Ryan Courier. The SimCube number 03 on the outside and all 3 front row. As we get set for our second restart of the night. 35 laps in of 80 here at the Richmond Raceway in beautiful Richmond, Virginia. As we continue on with round number 9 of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Green flag is back in the air, Matt.
Great start there for Courier, and it's like Wenzel might have been sleeping a little bit there as Rutherford going to take over the second position, and LeDuc's going to be right there behind him to try to keep Wenzel out of that bottom line.
Absolutely.
Contact there. Throwing some elbows going into turn 3.
Absolutely. A couple elbows being thrown. They come down the front straightaway, complete lap number 37. And Rutherford going to have a bit of an advantage on the bottom, getting shoved by Ricky LeDuc. As these two not letting leader Ryan Courier get away from him here. As Courier's just out in front of these two, battling hard for the second spot. As we look back at Ricky LeDuc, as he is... Oh, contact between your second and third place men. 03 up into the wall here. This is really going to open this one up, Matt.
And now one of your back row challengers. 70 of Jeffrey Towns going to move up into the 5th position. Now make that 4th. Going to try to make it 3rd position coming out of turn 4 here as he gets by 03 of Nathan Wenzel.
Yeah, went for the 2-for-1 special. Doesn't quite clear him. Looks like he's going to clear him coming out of turn number 2 here. He's going to have a bit of a run right in front of him. Rutherford and Courier. These two got to be feeling the goosebumps because here comes one of those new dominant members of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. And he's got another one in tow. Austin Albritton, where did he come from? As he's going to challenge now for the 4th spot from Wenzel. LeDuc fading. Martin fading. Thompson trying to get back in this mix as well. Let's look back at Daryl Dillon. Dillon back in 11th right now. He's behind Justin Bankowski, who trails Kyle Buck in the 05. Reed Christensen still in line right behind the number 7 of Daryl Dillon. These guys starting to fight some loose race cars here as you see a lot of guys getting way squirrely coming out of the corners. But the guys who are able to keep it under control are up at the front. And now we got a battle for the lead, Matt, as here comes the 35 of Rutherford.
Yeah, Rutherford going to get on the inside of him going into turn 1 there. Now, Town also going to tuck in behind him. And Albritton's going to tuck in behind Town. So, Courier's going to have a tough time getting back down on the inside line. Now, Town to the inside quarter panel of Rutherford going to challenge him for the lead.
Absolutely. They get awful close coming out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Battle for the lead. They are side by side. 70 of Town on the inside. That's where the momentum is. That's where the run is. Now, Austin Albritton is just as fast, if not faster, than Jeffrey Town. And as soon as Town's able to clear the 35, he will issue his challenge. But right now, that 35 is able to keep with him on the outside as they race down the back straightaway, still battling for P1. Back to Courier. He's starting to fade. Hate to see it for the number 3 car, as 2 of your back row challengers are now at the front. Jeffrey Town He's your leader across the line, just over halfway. 43 laps in the books, working on lap number 44 here, Matt.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that both of your back row challengers are battling for the lead here, right, just over halfway, which it just goes to show you how fast these guys are. But now Town looking like he's going to clear Rutherford going into turn 1 here. So now Rutherford going to have his hands full with Albritton.
Well, Matt, we've had a prediction in the chat that says that money's getting paid out tonight, and it most certainly may, as Jeffrey Town is your new leader here at the Richmond Raceway. Rutherford finally going to get back in line on the bottom and try again. He made a fatal mistake there. After passing for the lead from Courier, he went to the top to try to defend, and that is not where you need to be, as we see these two in front of him starting to get away from him now, as he needs to change up his line, and he needs to do it fast to try and stay with these two guys. Jeff Town up there in the lead in the 70 car, not running away from Albritton either, as Austin has a bad piece up under him as well. Now Ryan Courier and Colton Martin rounding out the top 5. Those two single file back out. We go back through the field, see if we can find any other battles, and we go all the way back to Ricky LeDuc and David Gross, as Gross on the inside. Going to put Ricky another spot back as LeDuc back to the 12th spot. He's going to have some momentum on the outside. He'll get back around that 41 car, but those two battling hard right now for 11th and 12th.
And it looks like Aaron Thompson is going to clear Daryl Dillon there at the stripe here on lap 48. They had a little bit of a battle going on there.
Absolutely. Aaron Thompson there in the Mom and Pop's number 3. He'll be scored as 19 on the big board at the left-hand side of your screen. Looking back up front here, let's check on your leaders. Oh, boy, this is close, Matt. Here comes Albritton to the inside. Your top 3, throw them under a blanket. Now we got a battle back on for the lead. 1 on the inside, 70 on the outside. They race down the back straightaway.
And Rutherford's, of course, going to tote behind Albritton here, going through the corners, trying to get that little bit of advantage, but Jeffrey Town hanging strong here on the outside. Rutherford going to choose to go on the outside here, but now he's going to dive to the bottom. Now he's going to be on the inside of him.
Well, Rutherford here is in the catbird seat. He really is. All he's got to do is follow these guys, figure out which one of them has the faster line towards the end. If he is able to keep that car tucked in behind these two and they battle side by side for the remainder of these laps, he's going to be in prime position to make a move in the late stages. But these two still side by side. We saw what could have been battle of the year just 2 weeks ago, and they're picking it right back up as Austin Albritton and Jeffrey Town. This is an instant classic here for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks as we work into lap number 52. And they are still side by side. Here comes Rutherford on the bottom. Going to tuck right in behind Albritton's number 1 car, Matt.
Rutherford looking like he's wanting to make a move here going into turn 3, but it's not quite there yet. But
well, he got around Jeffrey Town for second.
Yeah, he got around Town, but now Town's back on the inside quarter panel of Rutherford here. You can see Courier lurking back there, but Rutherford going to be able to get down. And now he's going to try to get back around Town.
Yeah, pulling the okey dokes on each other lap after lap here. Rutherford back to the bottom. This is exactly what Austin Albritton wanted to see as he peels away from this battle. Albritton out to a half a second advantage almost into turns 1 and 2. Jeffrey Town on the top, going to have enough momentum to clear the 35 of Andrew Rutherford. Back behind these guys, Ryan Courier still waiting in the wings. He rides in 4th. Then it's about a half a second back to Colt Martin in the 5 car, the 4 car, as he's got his hands full right now with the 3 of Aaron Thompson. Daryl Dillon working on Nathan Wenzel on the inside. Dillon hard charger, plus 13 so far tonight, as he continues to work on Wenzel's number 03. Nathan Wenzel, we saw him at the front there for quite a while, now finds himself, outside of the top 5. Got to wonder if Wenzel really used up all of his stuff early on, as he, gets way squirrely coming out of 4 into the wall for Nathan Wenzel there, Matt.
Yeah, not what you want to see there. The going to continue to fall back a little bit here. Leduc. Oh, Bankowski. Him and Bankowski get together and bring out the caution.
So we will take it replay mode once again. Wenzel and Bankowski get together here out of turn number 2. Leduc gets into it. Bankowski spins. Does not make contact with any of the walls, so he should be okay to continue. But bad luck strikes for the number 91 of Justin Bankowski. Hate to see it after, such a hard charging run there at the beginning of this race. But that leads us, Matt, into under 25 to go. Going to be about 21 to go when we restart this race. And Austin Albritton, I'm not quite sure if he's eligible for the back row challenge because he was a forced to the back situation after winning last week at Oxford Plains Speedway. But if he were to pick it up, that'd be a cool $43 into the pocket of the number 1, as well as for the number 70 of Jeffreytown. Your other back row challenge taker was Aaron Thompson in the number 3 machine. Aaron currently up to 5th. It's a good run for all of your back row challenge competitors so far. Your top 5 right now: Albritton, Town, Rutherford, Courier, and Thompson. And that's Colt Martin outside looking in of the top 5, currently in 6th. Daryl Dillon in 7th, Reed Christensen in 8th, Ricky Leduc and Nathan Wenzel round out the top 10. How about this, Matt? Our boy James Murphy, he was at the tail for quite a while, back up to 11th. Good rebound for James Murphy here late in the running.
That's still a long way to go. Hopefully he's saved up some tires so he can be there at the end.
Well, at this point, run it if you got it is my philosophy. And if James is able to, keep up with them here, he should be good to go for these remaining 20 or so laps when we get back going. Check it on a couple other guys. TJ White back there in the number 84 car. He is putt-putting around there, currently in 18th. Good to see TJ racing with us once again here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Alan Carter, the other Mom and Pop's number 3 car. He's currently 16th. That's one of your league admins. Elliott Vining, another Sumter, South Carolina product, in the Lowe's Home Improvement number 49, currently 14th. Chris Stump has fallen 7 spots since the start. He's currently back in 13th. How about Rodney Huntoon after being involved in our earlier caution? He's back up to 19th on the field. Brian Toller there, another one of your mainstays here. He's currently riding in 20th. Danny Brown, after damage repair earlier in the night, he's 22nd. Right in front of him is Dylan Sale in the number 12 machine. Looking back up front, these guys still single file. We're going to work at least one more pace lap here before we go back racing. That's a good look at a beautiful paint scheme for Austin Albritton. The all-seeing number 1 car there. Beautiful black, pink, and gray variant of his wrap. Jeffreytown in that good-looking number 70X machine, as he has had an exciting run so far tonight. Both of these guys have had exciting runs, and we are in for a heck of a race to finish us out here. Do not, Matt, do not count out that 35 of Andrew Rutherford, because he has shown flashes of speed that could very well win him this race in the end. As well, Ryan Courier's a guy we can't count him out yet either, Matt.
No, none of these guys really in the top 10 can be counted out. To be honest with you, these guys tend to be all be fast here at the closing stages of these races.
Absolutely. It's all about who saved the best for the end of the race. As we get set for our 3rd restart of the night, Austin Albritton and Jeffreytown on the front row. They work into turns 3 and 4. Pace car is off of the speedway, and the green flag will fly as the number 1 hits the loud pedal. Racing down the front stretch. We're back 2 by 2. Look at these battles behind them. Thompson, Martin, Dillon, Christensen all under a blanket. And up front, Matt, here comes Rutherford back to the inside.
Ooh.
Oh, we got some contact back here. Oh, we got a big one. We got a pile up. Wow, 49 of Vining involved. Toller looks to be involved. Carter looks to be involved as well, as we will take it in the replay and See exactly what happens here. Racing down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, it starts up in front of these guys. It starts up at the front here. And then trickles all the way back. Let's see who else gets involved here. Kyle Buck in the 05 car. Oh, Daryl Dillon involved in the 7. No. Man, oh man. Daryl Dillon, Elliott Vining. Looks like Alan Carter in the 3. TJ White in the 84. And then everybody else piles in at the end. Toller in the 2 car. Big pile up here in the closing stages of tonight's race, as that is a heartbreaker for multiple cars inside of the top 10 here, Matt.
Yeah, hopefully some of them guys still have quick repairs, but yeah, that's something you definitely don't want to see here in the closing stages of these races.
Absolutely not, as we got multiple cars down to pit road here. Daryl Dillon in pit road, TJ White in pit road, Elliott Vining to pit road, Brian Toller to pit road, Alan Carter to pit road, after all being involved in this incident. Dillon with a quick repair. Good choice on the quick repair there for Daryl Dillon. Got to work his way back to the front from the tail here. TJ White going to take some time to repair damage. Toller will as well. Elliott Vining looks like he is out and away after taking a quick repair. So we get set for yet another restart. Not the way that you wanted to restart that one, but the action was definitely heating up there towards the front. Andrew Rutherford was making a run at Jeff Town once again here. It seems like he's got good speed. Oh, excuse me. Seems like he's got really good speed off the restarts. And then Town and Albritton, the experience of both of those gentlemen is really able to carry him home from there on, Matt.
Well, yeah, it's just that everybody knows where the line needs to be, and everybody's trying to fight to get to that point off the restarts. Yeah, it's a little tough to be on the outside on those restarts because, as you see, the leader always gets to go way out, in front of you, make
Right.
a single file. So yeah, I feel like it's better to be in third place in this situation.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. It is probably best to be in third because you're able to take advantage of the second place guy if he's lulling on the starts. As we continue to work our 4th caution of the night. Colton Martin making some big moves here in the number 4 car. As you see him still there in front of Aaron Thompson, been a guy that we've seen in the top 5 all night long. Good run for Colton Martin so far tonight. Ryan Courier still in the top 5. He's currently in 4th there in car number 3. Good run for Ryan Courier. Best run of the season, I do believe, as he has been in the top 5 since the inception of this race. Up front here, looks like light's going to go out, Matt. Going to get set for our 4th restart of the night. Let's see if we can do this one just a little bit better as the cars at the back begin to double up here. And we're about to see what Daryl Dillon, Elliott Vining, and others have under the hoods left. Because after taking quick repairs, they should be some of the fastest cars on the speedway. They've got 14 laps to make up as many spots as possible. And that's going to get kicked off out of turn number 4 when Austin Albritton decides to fire in that black and pink number 1 car. We'll see if Rutherford's able to get a good jump on the bottom of row number 2 as we have green out of turn number 4. Albritton, great restart as he gets out to a tremendous lead over the number 70. It's now Rutherford, not the restart he was looking for, as he's going to have to fall back in line. Single file your top 3 with Ryan Courier challenging right now for 3rd.
I think Courier going to try to get around Rutherford here on the outside. I'm not sure that's where you want to be at right now, though. So now it looks like he's going to duck in behind the 35 of Rutherford. Try to get around the inside of town here. 3 wide behind him, though.
Well, I was looking and we had an incident there. Big crash. Daryl Dillon spins on the nose of somebody, and he has major damage to the number 7 car, but we stay green flag racing as we cross the line. Austin Albritton, your leader. Rutherford, Matt, like you said, challenging for 2nd, and he will clear Jeffrey Town as, Ryan Courier a bit of an accordion effect as Courier's way sideways. That's not going to be good. Contact with the 4 car. Courier going to keep it on the outside. They're still beating and banging in turns 3 and 4. And now around goes Courier in front of the field. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it happens, I guess. Ryan Courier, after such a good run all night long, just got way sideways there. We'll go back and watch it. Although we saw most of it happen there, we will go back and watch it as he had major contact with the 4 car. Let's start from the inception here. You see Reed Christensen give it in behind him. The air gets taken off the 3 car by the 70. No contact, but the 3 car gets way squirrely. Then contact with the 4 machine of Colt Martin. That's going to push both of them back up into the corners. Martin nowhere to go. Somehow, I honestly, Matt, I believe the steering may have broken on Colt Martin's number 4 car. I believe Colt Martin may have bigger fish to fry in the number 4. Might have popped a right front due to the contact. You see there, that car's a little bit hunched over on that right front. Might have popped a right front tire or might have had, a steering column, something break on that number 4 car because he is in a world of hurt right now. As we jump back live here, Colton Martin back to 10th after that contact. And so far, looks like he's going to try and stay out here, but might have some issues as he comes down pit road with only 9 laps to go.
Yeah, and it's easy to break the right fronts on these things. That if you hit hard, But
well, you look at how that right front's sinking into the ground there. I think he might have a flat right front on that number 4 car. As he will take a fast repair, come right back out, does the number 4 of Colt Martin. Now Ryan Courier into the pits as well. Fast repair and gone for the number 3 of Courier here, working 5th caution of the night. We had a good green flag run there, about 40 laps green. Since then, Matt, we have had a yellow every 2 or 3 laps here. Not exactly what we expect from these Southern Outlaw street stocks, but hey, that last run, Austin Albritton got away with a bit of a lead, but how about Andrew Rutherford? That 35 car wants to get back in the driver's seat here, and he wants to challenge for Albritton's number 1 spot.
It's like we always say, man, these cautions breed cautions. It happens. Hopefully we can get us a restart here that's going to get us the rest of the way. We'll be starting back with 6 to go. So hopefully we can get the rest of this one in.
Absolutely. I believe we will at least be able to do that, as we have had a heck of a race so far. A lot of people really didn't think that Richmond would provide all that great a racing, but I've got to say I'm impressed. This track has really put forward some great racing all around. Guys have been 2 and 3 wide throughout the field. It doesn't get any better, ladies and gentlemen, than right here every Tuesday night, Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Probably the fastest growing asphalt and dirt street stock series on the market right now. And these guys really putting on some great racing wherever we go week in, week out here. As Albritton Rutherford, row number 1, as we get set for what could be our final restart of the night. Going to be 5 laps to go as we cross that start-finish line. How about this, Matt? Reed Christensen up to 4th for this restart. Talk about a storyline as the 30 car, he was as far back as 10th, 11th at one point, as Albritton on the loud pedal. We're back green flag racing, and it looks like that 35 is going to have enough space to clear the bottom to contain 2nd here on this opening lap of this run. 5 laps to go, Matt.
He closed the door on Town there. Town loose here, spins out, coming off of turn 2. I don't think we're going to stay green here.
I believe we are. Is Town going to spin it again? That's going to be dangerous, as here come your leaders into turns 1 and 2. Jeffrey Town, not quite sure what's going on with him. I think he will take a a tow back to pit road, but now Albritton leads Rutherford. And if Rutherford's able to win this race, we'll see what the call is from the race directors. I call that a racing deal from up here in the booth, but we'll see what they have to say about it. As now, Matt, how about Reed Christensen challenging your top two with 3 laps to go?
Yeah, if you ask me, third position would be where I would want to be right now. But hey, he ain't going to listen to me. He's going to try to move up there into that second position.
Absolutely. Just 3 laps to go as he gets to the inside of the 35, takes the spot. 35 going to try to get back up under him. Reed's going to hug it to the bottom. He's going to contain that spot, but here comes Rutherford back to the bottom. 2 laps to go, Matt.
And if you're Albritton, this is what you want to see. You want to see second and third place battling it out. That we got a little bit of cars going back and forth there in the mid-pack, but them 2 guys battling, that's going to allow Albritton to create a little bit of distance here and make this a little more comfortable for him.
Absolutely. As we look on white flag, 1 lap to go. The battle is for second. Rutherford and Christensen, 35 on the inside, 30 on the outside. This is your white flag. Albritton down the back straightaway for the final time. He'll go into 3 and 4. Barring catastrophe, he will win it here tonight at Richmond. As he sails off turn number 4, Austin Albritton will in fact win. Let's look back at second. Rutherford will take it over Christensen, who will finish third. Thompson fourth. LeDuc in fifth. And we've got, I believe, a spin out on the front straightaway to wrap it all up. Oh, Danny Brown. Wow, Danny Brown hard into the wall there as he then made contact with Rodney Huntoon. But ladies and gentlemen, your winner will be the number 1 car of Austin Albritton for the second race in a row, coming from the back of the pack. How about that? Great run there for the number 1 car as Albritton does his celebratory burnout on the front straightaway here at the Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, good win for him, man. That makes it, 2 weeks in a row now, so pretty impressive.
It sure does.
And good for points.
Absolutely. So 2 race wins in a row for Austin Albritton there in car number 1. Saw him do it at Oxford Plains Speedway not even a week ago at this point, and he does it again tonight at the Richmond Raceway from the tail of the field. Reed Christensen finishes third. Andrew Rutherford finishes in second as we await tonight's race winner. And we'll move him on up in here as we head down to Victory Lane to have a word with tonight's race winner, Austin Albritton. Austin, boy, what a run is all I got to say about that one. From the tail of the field, and that number 1 car looks like it doesn't even have a scratch on it. Dude, congratulations. Huge win here tonight at Richmond.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was tough getting through there, debating on if you want to lay back and save tires or if you just want to go for it. Well, we laid back for about 25 laps there, and I said, I got to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. You had to go for it. You did it. And you get up there towards the late stages of that race. You got Jeff Town and Andrew Rutherford making a heck of a run there. But obviously there's a little contact there between Town and Rutherford. But, man, when you got in that lead, you had to love to see these guys battling as hard as they did for that second spot right behind you.
Oh, yeah, man. That's why I try to time the restart, so hopefully the inside line could roll with me and they'd be side by side going into 1. It's just textbook racing. That's all it is. You can play your cards right, you'll be in good shape at the end.
Absolutely, and that makes it now 2 in a row for this number 1 car. Now, I'm not quite sure. I guess you and I both will have to get clarification on this, but if you were eligible for tonight's Back Road Challenge, that means that you take the $43, I believe it was. $42. I'm not sure. Do you know if you were eligible for that challenge yet?
Well, off technicality, I qualified second. I would have been, but since I got an EOL from winning last week, it disqualifies the EOL. Yeah, kind of sucks, but hey, I did it. So
yeah, absolutely, you definitely did it, and looked good doing it. Like I said, not a scratch on that car. So, but real quick before we let you shout out all those sponsors, let's talk a little bit about next week because this one gets even trickier with this schedule here. We head to IRP, which is a very, very tricky, hairpin type track. Very different than Richmond. Seems to be a thing we're seeing a lot with this season. But how are you feeling as we head to IRP? That place should give everybody a run for their money, especially with you, I believe, having to do it again from the tail.
Yeah, I have to start from the back again, but I really enjoy IRP. I enjoy racing there and every series you can imagine. These short tracks, man, that's what I live for. So I feel like I got a good shot every week when I get in here.
Absolutely, Austin, and obviously tonight, great for points as well. We'll have to do a check on that during the week to see just how far forward this win puts you. But for tonight's win, go ahead, shout out those sponsors. Anybody else on the race car you think deserves some love for getting you to victory lane here at Richmond?
Yeah, I just want to thank All Seeing Motorsports for all their help and getting us out here, getting fast cars. Butt Snorkeler for putting their logo on the side of the car, helping us every week. My buddy JD and Austin Baker. JD was up in the booth or up in the tower tonight spotting for me. Austin Baker usually runs the series, but he missed out tonight. And big shout out to my dad. He's watching again this week, so he'll have something to enjoy tonight when he rewatches it. So,
absolutely, yeah, man, that's awesome for Dad to come out here and see you take a second win in a row. Austin, once again, congratulations, you're winner tonight at the Richmond Raceway with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks.
Thanks, buddy. Going to do some smoky burnies now.
Go for it, buddy. So that was Austin Albritton, tonight's winner at Richmond. We will next move into the broadcast booth with us here. Tonight's second place finisher, Andrew Rutherford. Andrew, you got a copy on me? It's Ryan from the TDTV booth.
Yeah, Ryan, I got you.
All right. Well, I saw our race director down there talking to you. First off, what was the call there? Obviously, that situation between you and Town, they're late in the race. Anything you want to say about that? From my vantage point, obviously it looked like a racing deal, but what are your thoughts on that whole incident?
Yeah, obviously Jeff and I are really close, and he got off. He was pretty upset. From me watching the replay, it looked like I kind of arced the corner a little more than what he was thinking, and he showed his nose, and he backed out of it, caught the left front on the apron sideways, and then the car drove through his left rear. Totally unfortunate. If it was my fault, I'll kind of look more into it, and we'll talk about it this week, and we'll get past it.
Well, let's move past that, because tonight was, in my opinion, your coming out party here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Probably the one of the best runs I've seen from you pretty much all season long. But just talk me through this one, man. You're in the top three, as far up as the lead at one point. But obviously you had these two blazing fast guys coming from the rear.
Yeah, Ricky and I kind of started up front. We discussed we'll save our stuff. We'll fall back if we got to and keep an eye on the 1 and the 70. And then once we kind of seen them in our relative, we're like, well, time to go. Screw them tires. So we kind of picked it up. I knew I had to get track position. So I tried to get to the lead. And once I passed for the lead, Jeff got a run on both of us and got back. And then I just lost track position. I felt like I could keep pace with them. But it's just it's tough to pass here because the kind of outside car can pinch you down and kind of lose momentum here. So it was a fun race.
Absolutely a fun race. Yeah, great spectacle for us to watch, to say the least. But Andrew, go ahead, shout out any sponsors on the car, anybody else that you think deserves some love here as you get a second place finish with the Southern Outlaws at Richmond.
Oh yeah, man, I got to thank you for broadcasting, Reed, and everybody else that puts on this really clean race. And I think we had 5-6 cautions, which is really cool. I got to thank Force Engineering. Tyler Hassing has been with me since I was a little kid racing real cars and put him on the car for this. Devin Rob Lear, Custom PCs. He built me an awesome PC for this. Runs trips, really easy, good stuff. Ronnie and Donna York, car owner in the real world stuff. I think Ronnie's watching, so thank you. Friends, family, everybody else. Ricky, Jeff, David, Pete. Pete had a rough showing too tonight, but yeah, our team is pretty solid.
Absolutely. But once again, tonight's second place finisher, Andrew Rutherford. Andrew, congratulations on that. And we look forward to seeing you as the series moves on to IRP next Tuesday.
All right. Thanks, man.
That was second place finisher, Andrew Rutherford. One more person to talk to here tonight. We drag him on in here. Your third place finisher, Springfield, Georgia's Reed Christensen in card number 30. Ooh, excuse me there. Still coming down off that flu. Reed, as you step in tonight, best finish of the season. You didn't quite break through and get that first win of the year, but this one got to kind of get the monkey off your back here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we haven't been able to catch any luck this season. We've been putting on good runs, and it seems like something happens, whether contact with another car, my computer crashes. It just never really seemed to go our way. But tonight I felt really good, and we kind of had a mishap early in the race, which caused us to fall back to 10th or 11th. But I mean, we slowly made our way up through there, and I was just trying to be there at the end with some tires, and it paid off.
Absolutely did, as you and Andrew had a tremendous battle right there at the tail end of that race. But man, I'm really excited to see, how this is going to be able to turn your season around. Of course, I believe you were the inaugural champion of the series, correct?
Yep, season 1 brought home the championship, and then Thomas Frisch was the champion for season 2.
Absolutely. So you're coming off that, a one-time champion, trying to, reestablish your dominance here as we head towards IRP, obviously a place that you've raced at. Very tricky, very technical little track there up in Indiana. How are you feeling as we head that way next Tuesday?
I'm feeling pretty good about that one. I think the important thing is going to be qualifying, and I don't know what it's been about this season, but I just have not been able to put together a qualifying run, and I'm hoping to kind of change that there. Hopefully I'll get some practice throughout the week instead of just jumping on Tuesday nights and hoping for the best.
Well, absolutely. We look forward to seeing it. But Reed, anybody you want to thank before we let you go here tonight for helping you get a top 3 finish at Richmond?
For sure. I want to thank, first of all, everyone for coming out and supporting the league. I mean, we started with 8 people, and now we're well over 100 members. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome, So thank you guys for showing up every week and showing out, especially on a race like tonight. And then I also want to thank Southeast Performance and Outlaw Racing Performance for helping sponsor the events, and also Austin Albrighton for putting on a hard charger tonight, and our sim racers for mental health had gotten up to $50. So the front row challenge was still unclaimed, and it'll be rolled over to next week. So yeah, and also thank you to you guys for putting on this broadcast.
Absolutely, well, we appreciate the compliments, and we most certainly look forward to sticking with you guys as we head towards IRP. But once again, congratulations to tonight's 3rd place finisher at Richmond Raceway, Mr. Reed Christensen.
Thank you.
That was tonight's top 3. Real quick before we get out of here, let's take a look at your full race rundown. Of course, tonight's winner was Austin Albrighton in car number 1, 2 weeks in a row for the All-CA Motorsports entry. Rutherford was 2nd. Christensen was 3rd. Aaron Thompson finishes 4th. Good run for the number 19 car. Ricky LeDuc finishes in the 5th spot. Nathan Wenzel finishes 6th. David Gross finishes 7th. James Murphy finishes 8th. Good run for James in the number 65. Looks like he will be tonight's hard charger there in the TDTV number 65. Chris Stump will finish 9th. Kyle Buck rounds out the top 10. Elliot Vining, Colt Martin, Justin Bankowski, Danny Brown, TJ White round out the top 15. Looks like 16th finisher tonight was the number 47 of Rodney Huntoon. 17th was Dalen Sale. 18th was Ryan Courier. 19th finisher was Alex Bernard. Then it was Jeffrey Town rounding out the top 20. Well, Toller, Dylan, Carter, and Hall not finishes on the night. So that will do it. That'll wrap us up here from the Richmond Raceway here, beautiful Richmond, Virginia. Again, a reminder, next Tuesday night, we'll be back with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks from the IRP Raceway, formerly known as Lucas Oil Raceway Park. We'll be back this Thursday night with another broadcast of the DOB Big Block Modifieds. That should be fun, live 9 p.m. Eastern here on TDTV. Don't forget, subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a live stream from us here at TDTV. Also, remember, we got the Talking Dirt podcast coming out later this week. Y'all make sure to listen wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Talking Dirt. You can follow us also on the TikTok feed. TikTok is at Talking Dirt as well. You can follow Matt at Matt Pridgeon Racing or the Pridge14 on TikTok. But for Mr. Matt Pridgeon, I have been Ryan Williams, signing off for another episode of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks on TDTV. We'll catch you on Thursday, everybody.